trip has gotten off to a rough start for the Twins. They're trying to salvage a game this afternoon as they wrap up a 4-game series against the Royals. Just trying to play better baseball overall on the road. The Twins have lost 8 in a row away from home. They haven't had a road win since that August 31st win at Texas. Good afternoon from Kauffman Stadium. I'm Marnie Gellner. Twins have been a little bit Jekyll and Hyde this season when it comes to playing games at Target Field versus playing games somewhere else. For example, just winning that series against the Yankees at home before coming on this road trip, including a brilliant Game 3. The Twins took 2 of 3 from the Yankees. Now they've dropped their first 3 on the road here at Kauffman Stadium. And you look at the records comparing home and road, and it's vastly different. The Twins are 24 and 50 away from Target Field. Batting average is down. ERA is up. Opponent batting average is up. It is a bit of a troubling trend, and it's one that the Twins are hoping changes starting here today.
I think sometimes it's like any other part of the game. You know, I think collectively you begin to become aware that, you know, the road hasn't been good to us, and sometimes you fight that even on a subconscious level. So, you know, we have 8 games to go or so here on the road, and to finish out the campaign, and hopefully we find a way to, you know, finish it a little bit better.
And the Twins are going to try to get things righted on the road here this afternoon and leave Kansas City with a win. And Dick Bramer, Burt Blyleven, and the Twins have a consistent starter going today, so maybe Kyle Gibson is the guy that can help turn this thing around.
Well, that's the hope. The Twins have a long losing streak here in Kansas City. They've got a long losing streak generally on the road. You'd like to have somebody on the mound who can pitch awfully well in this particular ballpark. And they have that in Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, Kyle over his years has always pitched well. He went to college here about an hour and a half away, University of Missouri, so maybe a little extra adrenaline, but the 2 wins, 3 losses, very good earned run average. You can see the opponent batting average. Kyle and Barrios, the 2 most consistent starters for the Twins this year, and Kyle looking to, even though that record does not look good, get some wins here late in the season.
Over the years, the Twins have played awfully well here in Kansas City, up until the last few years anyway. They won their very first game here this year in late May and now have lost 7 straight. They'd like to get things turned around here in the final game before they head up to Detroit. It'll be Kyle Gibson and the Twins, and they'll, of course, have the preparation needed, they hope, to pitch, for Kyle to pitch the Twins to a win here today.
pretty well against the Royals throughout his career. A few KC batters have been able to hit Gibson, but pretty good throughout his career. A 3.40 average against the Royals in 17 previous starts for Kyle Gibson. And you may have seen some of our batting practice shows in the series that we do called All Access with Twins Senior Director of Communications, Dustin Morse. Well, Dustin spoke with Kyle Gibson and advanced scout Jeremy Hefner about how pitchers these days are using video to prepare for upcoming opponents.
The old school scouting reports, can be pretty detailed, I guess. So in a sense, what you see in the video is explained here on the traditional scouting report, but you can also get a visual by watching it on video.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll go to Salvador Perez, right? Like I faced Salvi 50 times maybe in my career. So I mean, this is going to take the last, 10 or so at bats, which is to me the most important because Salvi's not the same hitter now as he was in 2014. So this is my last start against him. I can just go through each at bat, pitch by pitch, maybe see which pitches worked, which pitches didn't work. This was second and third and one out. He was aggressive at a first pitch heater there and bobbing with a slider. But then I can kind of get an idea of what pitches work in what counts and see how he reacted to them. So if I wanted to, all right, so I'm throwing a slider here, an 0-2 slider. I can just go slow-mo and see how he's reacting to the slider, right? So we can see what his hips did. And this is what all Jeremy does, pre-game before I even look at this video, right? His job is to look and see what Salvi's hips are doing as the pitch is coming. So then I can visualize it, see from the report, and either confirm or say, man, he was actually kind of on that pitch, so I'm going to go with a different one next time. We're going to throw another slider here, see if it's a better one. So I mean, that was actually a good one. So, I mean, a lot of it is about executing pitches day to day. I can have this great plan, we can have this great plan here, but if I don't go out and execute pitches, the plan is worthless. It's really a starting point because now, we might have a plan, but Salvi might not swing at one slider the entire day. And if I just go up there and throw him 10 sliders, I'm going to end up walking him eventually. So the scouting report is just a starting point for me to then go into the game. So if we think Salvi's going to be aggressive, this was nobody on, but if we think Salvi's going to be aggressive with guys in scoring position, well, then maybe that's the time where I throw that first pitch slider. All this does is it allows me to kind of visualize the report, but then also see what sequences have worked in the past. Because when you execute pitches, that's really what allows you to work into sequences. And sequences for me is what I think is most effective and the most effective way to get outs.
Kyle Gibson will be prepped and ready to go today, trying to get his team a much-needed road win against the Royals here at Kauffman Stadium.
Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. One more taste of summer in Kansas City on this September afternoon. The Twins haven't beaten the Royals here since their first matchup of the year back in May. They'll hope to win the final matchup in September. September, but it still feels like baseball weather, doesn't it? Beautiful late summer afternoon here in Kansas City. And it's odd because the Twins have played so well here for so many years up until the last few years. The Royals were good a few years ago, of course, getting to the World Series in back-to-back years. But for some reason, the Royals, who appear to be headed for 100 losses and more this year, have handled the Twins 8 straight times here in Kansas City. The Twins record, because of what's happened here so far in this series, has actually fallen below the 500 mark within the division. The Menards batting order as the Twins hope to win the first and last games of the year here in Kansas City. Jorge Polanco in the leadoff spot, Eddie Rosario, Robbie Grossman, Logan Forsythe, Max Kepler, A-Ray Adrianza, Tyler Austin, Johnny Field, and Chris Jimenez.
And let's take a look at the home furniture scouting report. And today's starter, Jacob Junis, making his 3rd start against the Twins this year. This is his 28th start overall. Celebrating today his 26th birthday. So an honor to pitch on your birthday, and he's hopefully get a loss on his birthday. Twins need a win here.
And Robbie Grossman will be playing on his 29th birthday today. So we'll have a matchup right away in the first inning between birthday boys. Northland Ford defense for Kansas City. Gordon in left, Brian Goodwin in center, Rosell Herrera in right. Escobar, Mondesi, Merrifield, O'Hearn, the infielders. Cam Gallagher doing the catching. Gallagher, a late addition to the lineup. We'll see him notable in the Kansas City lineup is that Salvador Perez is not their designated hitter, so the Twins don't have to pitch to their nemesis here today.
He gets a Sunday off, yeah. Junis, what he has, excellent control. 2.2 walks per 9 innings. Fastball, not overpowering. Good slider, slurve type curveball, and a changeup.
Polanco ready to go. First pitch, a strike in the outside corner. The only game that the Twins have won here, they beat Junis in late May. Lance Lynn beat the Royals. Junis took the loss, and they've lost every game since, 0-2.
And Junis in that ball game pitched a quality start, gave up 3 runs in 6 innings. Twins ended up winning that ball game 8-5. Junis, 26 years old, in his 2nd season with the Royals.
Down and in a ball, 1-2.
That's the slurve curve that he has. Made his first major league start against the Twins last year, back in May in Minnesota.
Again, taken for a ball, 2-2.
Had a couple relief outings prior to that, but he's one of the solutions here, I think, in Kansas City. They're what he features: the fastball, slider, changeup, and then that slurve type breaking ball.
Pop foul. And the Royals finishing strong, at least at home. They've won 13 of their last 15 here at Kauffman Stadium, 10 of their last 11. And without, I mean, we're not trying to say that the Twins have played well here. They played one good game, lost that one in the 9th inning. They haven't played well, but the Royals are playing very well here at home.
Yes, they are. Even though they have a losing record, and since the All-Star break, they're 19-11 here at Kauffman Stadium. So, yeah, they've been doing it for quite some time.
Few veterans left, like Gordon. Merrifield's having a great year. Full count to Polanco, and a sharp single to left field. Good at bat for Polanco. Fell behind 0-2, worked the count full, and then hammered a single.
It's kind of what you want out of a leadoff hitter. We'll see it when Joe Mauer's leading off. Make that pitcher throw 6-7 pitches. That was a 7-pitch at bat. Polanco getting that 7th pitch out over the plate. There's a sequence of pitches by Junis to Polanco, and then the fastball away. Good piece of hitting. Polanco hitting over 300 as a left-handed hitter. It's from the right side he's struggled a little bit this year.
In other circumstances, with Rosario standing in, outside ball 1. In other circumstances, this might have been a DH day for Joe Mauer. But if the Twins want Eddie Rosario's bat in the lineup, it's got to be right now as a designated hitter. The hope is eventually he'll work his way back into outfield play. But Rosario's quadricep muscle still isn't 100%. So they feel better having him in the lineup as the DH than the left fielder.
I think, too, Dick, we have to congratulate the Cleveland Indians on going to postseason, winning the division yesterday and celebrating.
3rd straight division championship for the Indians. 1-1. Foul back. Of course, the Twins entered the year hoping to replace the Indians as division champions, and it was, in the minds of many anyway, a realistic possibility given the Twins with 85 wins last year and a wild card spot, and you projected players taking off and elevating their games from where the games were a year ago, and of course in most cases just the opposite happened. Swung on and missed, and Rosario's a strikeout victim, 1 down.
And Junis averaging about 8 strikeouts per 9 innings, and he gets his first strikeout of Rosario here this afternoon.
And as Rosario struggled a bit in the 2nd half, you could make a case that Robbie Grossman's been the Twins' best hitter in the 2nd half.
He really has. He, looking over his last 24 ball games, hitting .333, driving in some runs, and hitting well from both sides of the plate. And like you mentioned, Grossman celebrating his 29th birthday here this afternoon.
You know, for most people, you celebrate more than one 39th birthday because there's a stigma attached to being 40 years of age. This will be Robbie Grossman's first 29th birthday. For a baseball player, you don't want to reach the big 3-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? This is when you're supposed to get better with age.
Really?
Like a fine wine, yes. In your 20s, a lot of guys don't come up until they're 24, 25 years old, and they're getting their feet wet. They're starting to learn to play the game, getting to know the opposing pitchers. If you're a pitcher, you get to know the opposing hitters, and then when you're in your late 20s, 30s, You start to take off, have some of your best years.
I'd still rather be 29 than 30.
I'd like to be 29 again. How about you?
Yeah. You ought to have one day where you can cut your age in half and live that way.
Still make me in my late 30s.
Got a plastic bag out in center field. Goodwin will retrieve that.
I thought that was for me.
Wouldn't that be a good idea? Just one day. You can live your life as if you were half your age.
I think I do that already.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't feel I'm the age that I am.
I'm not talking about maturity level. I mean,
that has a lot to do with how you feel.
Outside 3-0 to Grossman.
Listen, I'm not a couch potato, you know.
No.
Sometimes as you get older, you have a tendency to, maybe relax on the couch a little bit longer. I can honestly say we do not do that, Gail and I. We are very outgoing.
Grossman takes ball 4, and the Twins hope to do as you said in the pregame show, give Kyle Gibson an early lead, a chance here with a leadoff single and 1-out walk.
Yeah, Kyle has not had too many games where he's walked out on the mound with a lead. So hopefully he'll do that. Twins will get him some early run support.
Logan Forsythe will hit cleanup. Forsythe 2 home runs, but they came with the Dodgers before the trade that brought him to Minnesota. And a first pitch, strike.
Yeah, one thing you want to do is try to end the season strong, no matter how the summer went. And Junis is trying to do that over his last 3 starts, 2-0 with a 1.88 ERA. His last 24 innings pitched coming into today's ball game, only 5 earned runs allowed in 24 innings.
1-1. Just seems like the approach here, at least in the first inning, is to take a lot of pitches against Junis. Polanco worked the count full before his single. Grossman took a 4-pitch walk. Forsythe just took a close pitch for a ball, and now it's 1-1. Breaking ball missing inside. Like so many pitchers now, at least for the non-contending teams, they pitch every 6th day rather than every 6th game rather than every 6th day or 5th day. Let me try that again. There's an extra day for most starting pitchers on non-contending teams.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Twins are doing it. They've had a 6-man rotation. They got an off day coming up on Thursday. 2-2.
Trying to save their bullets, I guess.
Well, just in the, in terms of wear and tear, there are 2 schools of thought. I know you're smirking already. I won't even complete the thought then.
No, go ahead. I want to hear the other one.
Another 3-ball count. Runners go, and the pitch popped foul, and it will reach into the seats. In terms of preserving, however, to use, I think, your term, bullets, preserve your bullets, and why waste them in a lost season?
Well, might as well just shut them down then.
Somebody's got to start.
How about an opener? We've done that.
We've done that too.
Already.
Yes. Full count to Forsythe. See if the runners go again. There they go. And the pitch chopped towards the sand. It hits Grossman. And the runner is out, and the batter, Forsythe, will get a single. And there will be runners at first and third.
I don't know if Robbie was picking up the ball or not. Maybe the ball came up a little bit higher than he anticipated, but he and that baseball met each other right there. No, Robbie took his eye off the ball. And the ball ended up hitting Robbie right there for the out.
And the runner, Polanco, has to go back to second base. The only guy who benefits is Forsythe, who'll get a hit. And here is Kepler with runners at first and second and 2 down. Drilled to center field, and it will carry to Goodwin. A very well hit ball for the 3rd out, and the Twins threaten but do not score. in the last month or so. He says starting to get exciting again here, at least at home. And the Menards batting order for the Royals, a lot of that excitement provided by Whit Merrifield. Adalberto Mondesi looks like he's going to be a player for the Royals. Then Alex Gordon, Ryan O'Hearn, Rosell Herrera, Brian Goodwin, Alcides Escobar, Brett Phillips, and Cam Gallagher.
And today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture, and it will be Kyle Gibson making his 30th start this season, his third against the Royals, and his third start here at Kauffman Stadium.
Missing ball one. Second in the league in hits with 173. And as we said the other night, he's kind of a rarity in baseball because he does everything well. He's got power, he's got speed, he can steal bases, and for right now he's hitting over 300.
You just wonder why it took him so long to get here. You know, good minor league numbers, but his first season, 2016. Last year he hit 288 in 145 ball games, and really his first full season.
And he has been 29 years of age since January 24th, at least for the first time.
And Gibson with the fastball, two-seamer, four-seam fastball. He did a lot of ground ball, double plays, 20 so far this year. Slider, slow curve, and a changeup.
3-1 to Merrifield. Fouled away 3-2. Merrifield spending his first full season in the big leagues. He was down in Omaha for 9 games last year on a rehab assignment.
34 stolen bases, led the American League in stolen bases, and he's doing that again this year.
Chopper to third. Adrianza with the play, 1 away. Veteran of the Pacific Coast League, parts of 4 years for the Omaha Royals. Now a big leaguer to stay for a while. The Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Kepler getting center field. Cave getting the day off. Grossman in left. Johnny Field in right. Adrianza, Polanco, Forsythe, Austin, and Chris Jimenez doing the catching. Marnie will give us an update on Mitch Garver a little bit later on, but Jimenez getting maybe a little more playing time now as a result of Garver's health issues. Sharply hit into center field, and Mondesi. For a year ago, and it looked like the only way Mondesi was going to be able to get on base would be to bunt. And he's really developed into a productive hitter for the Royals this year.
A very exciting young player, only 23 years old. And what you want to do is keep these couple horses off the bases. You already got Merrifield off the base, but Mondesi, very, very good at stealing bases. 24 stolen bases in 29 attempts. But Kyle, very good as far as holding on runners and his quickness toward home plate.
Alex Gordon, the batter. We've seen the Royals run a lot and run early. Now, it's one thing to steal a base, but as we've seen the Royals' preference here, particularly in the second half of the year, run early in the count.
That's what Byron Buxton did when he was healthy with the Twins. You know, you want to run in the first couple so that hitter at the plate doesn't have to take a lot of pitches.
Line to left field. Grossman will play that on a hop. And on back-to-back pitches, the Royals have sharp singles. First and second, one down.
Yeah, Mondesi got a changeup up, and right there a fastball out over the plate that Gordon just slaps into left field.
First and second, one down, and now Ryan O'Hearn. What's made Gibson so effective, one of the reasons is, better location of a breaking ball, but he still has that effective two-seamer that has gotten him 20 ground ball double plays this year, and he may need to get one here in the first inning to get out of the inning unscathed. And in ball one.
O'Hearn, just 25 years old, has some pop in his bat. 10 home runs for the Royals. Getting called up on the end of July.
There go the runners. Throw to third from his knees. Got him. Jimenez never came out of the crouch. Adrianza taking a perfect throw, and the initial call is out at third base.
Quick tag right there by Adrianza. The throw right on the button by Jimenez as Mondesi comes off the field. Credit Gibson too right there. Mondesi did not have the best of jumps right there because Gibson very quick home. That allowed Jimenez to make a good throw, and then the quick tag before Mondesi could get that right foot on the bag.
2-0 the count to O'Hearn. Deep to the left field corner near the pole, but foul. If Mondesi had been ruled safe at third, then Gordon would have gotten a stolen base. That he made an out at third base takes a stolen base away from Gordon. I don't disagree with that rule, but it's always been kind of puzzling to me. Because Gordon ended up at second base. He wasn't even involved in the play. But whether he gets a stolen base or not is determined by the other runner.
Right.
Seems odd to me.
It's a double steal. And the lead runner or one of the runners. Now, if Gordon had thrown to second base and he was out, this ball just
fair into the corner, and it'll score a run. Gordon scoring from second, and O'Hearn goes to second with an RBI 2-out double. The 3 straight hits for the Royals and a 1-0 first inning lead.
O'Hearn picking up his 25th run batted in. So good 2-out hitting by the Royals. Take a look at the pitch. He wants it inside, but it left too much. The ball almost came back a little way over the plate, and O'Hearn just hits that ball down the right field line.
And now Rosell Herrera. Breaking ball missing low. And on the outside corner with a fastball.
Let's take a look at the Pizza Ranch for today's Twins win. What do they need? They need to sharpen up their defense. You know, 2 of the 3 ball games here, some very poor defensive plays behind the pitching staff. Especially a guy like Gibson. He relies on good defense. Any good pitcher relies on good defense to have a strong outing.
Drilled to center. Kepler chasing it. And he won't get there. That'll hit the edge of the warning track. It'll be another extra base hit and another run for the Royals. 4 straight hits allowed by Kyle Gibson.
I don't know if Kepler got a bad read on that, but he went toward right field, and then the ball hit behind him rather than going straight back. Herrera hitting this ball sharply. But the route of Kepler, I don't think the best. Watch Kepler right there. He's going toward right field, and then he has to start backpedaling. And the ball hit just before the warning track. So back-to-back doubles. It's a 2-0 Royals lead.
Might be a function of Kepler not having played center field recently. Most of the games it's been Jake Cave out there, and Kepler's been in right. At any rate, 4 straight hits for Gibson, who in his 2 prior September starts faced 2 really good lineups and only gave up 4 hits in each game. 7 innings, 4 hits to the Astros. And then in his most recent start at home against the Yankees, 5 2/3 innings and only 4 hits allowed. And here the Royals have jumped on him for 4 hits and a couple of runs already in the first inning.
You know, sometimes it's when you face certain ball clubs too. Royals right now, we've talked about how much success they've had here as of late. You know, they've got to come to the ballpark expecting to win right now, where maybe a month ago they didn't want to come to the ballpark.
Goodwin, the batter, still 2 out. Pick off to second, just a look. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. No swing.
Royals looking at Brian Goodwin. Is he one of the players that looks for their future? 27 years old, traded over from the Washington Nationals in late July. Part-time player for the Nationals for 3 seasons.
As it's turned out, both the Twins and the Royals have kind of had similar approaches this year. Both teams started the year with some veteran players. Both teams heavily involved in trading the veteran players. But the difference is the Royals have traded for players who are closer to being major league ready than the Twins did this year. Most of the Twins prospects have been A or AA players at the time of the trade. Swung on and missed. Where the Royals have gotten guys like Goodwin, Brett Phillips, Jorge Lopez, players like that. It's 2-0 Kansas City after 1.
Into the second here at Kauffman Stadium. We have your scoop from the clubhouse where Mitch Garver is dealing with a slight concussion but felt much better this morning. And Paul Molitor said there are a lot of signs that this thing will be behind him a lot sooner than later, and also said there's a possibility Garver could play somewhere other than catcher, but the Twins have not gone too far down that road. Miguel Sano's continuing to improve. He's been fielding ground balls with a lot of confidence, and Sano told Molitor that he wants to play in this upcoming series in Detroit. And Molitor also said that he's looking for guys right now who are playing the same as they did in March and April. Jake Cave is a guy he singled out, saying he got to the big league level and he is taking advantage of every step he takes on the baseball field, going 100% at all times. And guys, that is what the Twins are looking for as we're deep into September now.
Yeah, and oddly, Cave not in the lineup today, but you're right. He singled out Jake Cave as playing the game the right way, hard, as if the season was just starting instead of ending. 1-2, and Adrianza takes called third strike, 1 away.
And June is picking up his second strikeout. First one a call, third strike.
Bring up Tyler Austin.
You know, you wear a major league uniform. Why would you not bust your tail in, no matter if it's, you know, March or April 1st or September 16th?
No, it's
because believe me, there's scouts watching. There's personnel in your front office watching.
But I wasn't surprised that Paul singled out Cave, because we see it on, you know, a routine two-hopper to second. You know, he's running down first base, as Paul Molitor put it the other day, like his hair is on fire. You know, I mean, it shouldn't be too much to ask to expect somebody to run hard for 90 feet, even on the most routine of plays.
Hopefully everybody on that Twins ball club feels the same way as Cave, and look forward to each and every game until the season ends.
2-1 now to Austin.
What you don't want Paul Molitor is to say, you know, this guy maybe should be doing a little bit better. I don't think he can really say that.
That's one thing, like in Rosario's case, I think he's been told by the trainers, don't try to open things up and run as if nothing's wrong, because something's wrong.
Right. Well, it's kind of that's what you want to hear from Miguel Sano too, going into the manager's office and saying, "Hey, I want to play." You want to hear that.
High fly, center field, ranging over is good one. And out number 2. In Sano's case, let's say he gets another 40 at bats. If he gets 40 at bats, he'll be limited to just 300 this year. 300 at bats, and we. Have always, since the time we first saw him play up here for the Twins, we've imagined what a full season of 550 at bats would be like. Last year, 424 at bats. The year before, 437. Here's Field with a drive to left center field, and that drops for a hit, and Field will take a big turn and hold up with a 2-out single. Sano's not had 450 big league at bats in a season yet. That will be the challenge for Miguel going forward, to not only be more productive, but stay healthier.
Oh, good to see Field get a base hit, just his 4th hit and 30 at-bats for the Twins since coming over.
Picked one up late last night, and now Chris Jimenez will bat. Down and away, ball 1. After the game, the Twins go to Detroit to play the Tigers for 3. And they'll go to the Bay Area to take on Oakland. Down the middle, a strike. Jimenez has had an eventful stay with the Twins, a reunion with the Twins, if you will. Kind of a footnote, of course, but a blowout game in the last road trip. He pitched and then hit a home run. 2-1 to Jimenez. Crack to the left field corner. This ball's a bullet, and it hits the sidewall just foul.
Boy, Ahern just that ball in the first inning off of Gibson, just about a foot fair. That one about a foot foul. So this game sometimes is a game of inches. Yeah, Jimenez hitting that home run as a pitcher. First pitcher to hit a home run since Jim Cott back in 1972. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Now, Jim ended up with 283 more wins than we envisioned Jimenez will ever get. Two and 2 to Jimenez. Inside, taken for ball 3. Polanco on deck. With Garver's situation, Jimenez is getting more time to play, which is just fine for him, of course.
Astrodillo getting an opportunity also behind the plate.
toward the hole and through. Jimenez gets a 2-out hit, and that'll get Polanco to the plate with
Good
2 men aboard.
Yeah, good at bat right there for Jimenez. Fought off a fastball. Twins pick up their 4th hit.
An asterisk by one of them when Grossman ran into the ground ball.
Opened up quickly and hit it past Escobar at third base in the left field.
Polanco single to left on a 3-2 pitch to start the ball game.
He had that 7-pitch at bat, got a fastball away, lined it in the left field.
And must-be pitch over for a strike.
Polanco came into this at bat, or today's ball game, hitting .313 from this side of the plate. Only .202 as a right-handed hitter.
At the knees. And it's 0-2. Blocked and gathered in by Gallagher, 1-2. The Royals seem destined to lose 100 games, having already lost 96. The Twins would have to win out to finish at 500. They've already lost 81 ball games. It's been a confounding season on so many levels for the Twins, and one of them is how the team can play so well at home. They're 12 games above 500 at home and 24-50 on the road. One and 2 to Polanco. That's a foul ball.
See, you're looking that up. Probably wasn't the '87 Twins, was it?
Lost 52 ball games on the road. Won 29. As bad as the Twins have been on the road this year, you guys were almost as bad in '87. But the '87 bunch went 56-25 at home. Dribbled foul. And whenever people bring that up, to me, I don't know about you, but when they bring it up to me, I mention, oh yeah, well they clinched a World Series berth on the road.
On the road,
Took 2 out of 3
Texas,
from the Tigers. Well, I mean, you clinched the division championship on the road, but then in the playoffs, you beat the Tigers at Tiger Stadium.
Right.
And then lost all 3 games at St. Louis.
That's okay. We wanted to win in front of the home crowd.
Fouled back, hefty cut with 2 strikes by Polanco.
And another good at bat by Polanco, a long at bat, fouling off some pitches. Junis 46 pitches here, trying to get the final out in the 2nd inning. 28 strikes.
8th pitch of this at bat. He's trying to put something together with 2 outs, a pair of hits, one by Field, one by Jimenez. High 2-2. Another foul. Get to this point of the season. 2 weeks from today, the season will end. And fans want to say, okay, well, how are things going to be better next year? Well, a lot of things went wrong this year, but some of it is within your control. And Polanco being suspended for the first 80 games, that was as it turned out, kind of an omen for what was going to follow. There wasn't a whole lot that went right for the Twins, but the assumption is he'll be available for all 162 next year. Short center field, and coming in is a good one. He won't get there. Here's the throw to the cutoff man. 3 straight singles, and another great at bat by Polanco.
Yep. Another long at bat and another base hit by Polanco. So he picks up an RBI, his second single, his 31st run batted in. So take a look at all the pitches to Polanco. He fouled off a lot of them to finally get a pitch that he could drive into center field. And it's a 2-1 ball game.
5 hits in 9 at bats, plus a walk against Junis, and Rosario will hit.
You know, Junis started the season, he really struggled before the All-Star break. His record was 5-10, an ERA over 5. He had some back issues that put him back on a disabled list, but since his return in late July, over his last 10 starts coming into today's play, 3-2 with a 2.83 ERA. So he's been pitching very, very well.
Here's Eddie Rosario.
Mentioned earlier, his last 3 starts, all quality starts, 2-0 and ERA under 2.
Rosario went down swinging his first time up. Up and away, ball 1. Rosario, a case of something that did go right this year. Up until lately, he'd been extraordinarily healthy and very productive. Looked for a while like he might hit 300. Hit in the neighborhood of 30 home runs, drive in 100 runs, score 100 runs. Twins will take that, or numbers similar to that moving forward from him. 2-0. I won't say that the Twins can turn things around next year and it could be easy, because the game itself is hard. But we have seen driven to right center field. Herrera over. He'll make the catch. A bullet to right to end the inning, but the Twins string 3 singles together to get on the board. Move to the bottom of the second inning. Our Sanford Health injury report. Clay Buchholz shut down for the rest of the season, a flexor strain in his pitching arm. And you can see he'd been a big part of what the Diamondbacks have done so far this year. They're now 3.5 games back, and things are still interesting, but some teams that were projected to have an awful lot to play for in the final 2 weeks of the season are heading in the wrong direction, and I guess you could put Arizona in that group. Seattle has fallen 11 games behind Houston, and more importantly, 7.5 games behind Oakland in the wild card spot.
I think the biggest disappointment is the Washington Nationals.
Absolutely. Too much talent for that team to be hanging right around 500. 0-2. Escobar, Phillips, and Gallagher here in the second inning. Already 9 hits on the board. The Royals got 4 in a row against Gibson. Pulled foul. I was started to say late in the top half of this inning, Twins fans want to know how this team can get better next year. But we have seen what a healthy and productive Miguel Sano can do to the lineup. We have seen what a healthy and productive Byron Buxton can do when he is in the lineup for the Twins. And I guess it kind of underscores the point that I think a lot of people believe, that called third strike to Escobar, or on a check swing, 1 down.
Gibson picking up his second strikeout.
That'll bring up Phillips. The Twins have some pitching needs as well, but those 2 guys, Sano and Buxton, are so critically important to this team moving forward starting next year. Corey Blazer calling balls and strikes. Ben May had the plate last night, threw Paul Molitor and Gene Glenn out.
Well, they got some really talented kids down in the minor leagues that are making an impact, but are they ready for next year or a couple years away?
That's to center, and Phillips has a base hit in his return to the lineup. Had a shoulder issue, crashing into the fence. Phillips has a 1-out hit.
Yeah, that back in early September earlier this month.
Phillips coming to the Royals from the Brewers in the Moustakas trade. And that trade kind of underscores the point I was making before. The Royals dealt some veterans for some players that most of whom seem to be ready to at least get some exposure up here. And the Twins getting more players and younger players, less experienced players, out of A and AA.
I think a lot of the kids that they got in return of the Doziers and Escobar trades are 19 years old to 23 years old.
Right. I kind of like that approach because you have players with tools, athletic ability, that, or else they wouldn't be in professional baseball, and now you've got some time to develop those players in your own system. Strike. But I think the young players you were talking about a moment ago, Alex Kirilloff, who just had a tremendous year in Class A ball, Royce Lewis, the #1 pick from a year ago, but they're not on the cusp of helping up here, or at least you wouldn't think so. They will be, one would think, starting next year at Chattanooga or wherever the Twins AA team is next year. Might not be Chattanooga. 1-1. Bounced foul. Twins, of course, renewed their agreement with Fort Myers. That was a natural since the Twins have spring training there, but the AA agreement with Chattanooga expired at the end of this year.
And I believe they'll be back at Rochester, AAA.
Yep, I think they have 1 more year left with that agreement. Chopper to short.
Turn it.
1 and 2. A double play off the bat of Gallagher, a scoreless second, and a 2-1 ball game.
baseball. Francisco hit a leadoff home run to set the tone for Cleveland yesterday. Jose Ramirez was a home run shy of the cycle, and the Indians crushed the Tigers 15-0. And in doing so, Cleveland clinched the AL Central for a third consecutive year. Since Terry Francona took over in Cleveland, the Indians have more wins than any other team in the American League. Dickenberg.
Well, thank you. And last year, of course, they won over 100 ball games. This year, it looks like their win total will settle right around 90, maybe 92, something like that.
Well, he's a good captain of the ship, isn't he?
He sure
did it
is.
in Boston and took it to Cleveland.
And if given a chance, he probably would have done it in Philadelphia. Got fired there. Here's Grossman. And strike one. But if the Indians win 91-92 ball games, well, therein lies the frustration in a way for the Twins, because this Twins team won 85 last year. And most people in baseball projected that they would win more than that this year, and suddenly you're within striking distance of 91-92 wins. That's how it was supposed to play out, but obviously didn't. 0-2 to Grossman. Drew a walk in the first inning. Chopper, that's...
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Going into the year, you're thinking, okay, Cleveland, Minnesota, and then you know Detroit, Kansas City, Chicago, they're all kind of, they were going to be at the bottom, you know, to 3, 4, 5, and that's the way it is. But not 16 games behind the Indians. That's the only difference.
Twins were imagining now being 81-67 instead of 67-81.
A lot of things happen, like you mentioned earlier, a long season.
Now the return to health, of course, is going to be critical for players like Jason Castro, who's, you know, been out almost all year with the knee issue. Buxton, who's had one thing after another. Sano. 1-2. And of course, you'd like to think that one of your middle infielders won't get, you know, busted and suspended for 80 games.
I think on the pitching side too, what you want to see is your starters go out there every 4th or 5th day, and I think with Barrios and Gibson and also Odorizzi, they have been able to do that.
Fernando Romero, I think, showed enough earlier this year to pencil him into the rotation next year. But people a lot smarter than you and I are going to try to.
No, they're not.
Yes,
no,
they are.
Not.
They're a lot smarter than you and I.
I disagree.
Weak ground ball to second. Merrifield has a play. He makes it one away. Bring up Forsythe. Zubaz Palooza is back Friday, September 28th. A special ticket package includes a game ticket and your very own limited edition Minnesota Twins Zubaz pants. You can wear them anywhere. Out to dinner and a nice date night, to church on Sunday morning. You can wear them anywhere. Take advantage of the special offer available exclusively by logging on to twinsbaseball.com/Zubaz. I was at a wedding yesterday, and if I had thought to bring my Zubaz, I could have worn my Zubaz to the wedding.
I'm sure everybody would have appreciated that.
One strike to Forsythe. Got credit for a single when his ground ball hit right at Merrifield was instead deflected by the runner Grossman. Grossman was ruled out. Forsythe got credit for a single. 2 strikes.
2 straight curveballs from Junis.
Just missed the inside corner. Fouled away. 8 straight losses for the Twins on the road, and 8 straight losses here in Kansas City going back to late May. This is a ballpark. Late in the Metrodome days, the Twins had a better winning percentage here than they did at the Metrodome. One and 2. On the outside corner, a called 3rd strike, 2 down.
Junis picks up his 3rd strikeout, his 2nd called 3rd strike.
And that'll bring up Kepler.
Well, good fastball away. Ball coming back just a bit. Corey Blazer said it caught the corner.
Kepler with an absolute bullet to center field. He hit it too hard. It took about 1.5 seconds to get to Goodwin in center field. Tap foul, 1 strike.
Yeah, Twins have hit a couple balls right on the button and not gotten rewarded. Kepler's line drive to end the first inning, then Rosario last inning smoked that ball to Herrera in right field.
Inside a ball, 1-1. That one hit well to center field, deep to right center field, and gone. Kepler with a home run to tie the game. Number 19 on the year, and it's 2 apiece.
Exactly where Max Kepler likes it, down, almost a softball type swing. He got underneath that and drove it a long way to right center. So the game is tied. Junis gives up his 30th home run of the year. Solid swing by Kepler.
I think the ball he hit to Goodwin in the first inning was on a curveball too, wasn't it? This one carried over the wall to tie the game at 2, and now here's Adrianza. Rocketed foul. Not a bad pitch. It looked like it was right at the low edge of the strike zone, and Kepler went down and got it.
Well, we've seen he likes that pitch down.
And a strike now, 0-2.
Good at bat by Max Kepler. 2 good at bats.
Up the line, foul. The season will end 2 weeks from today. Twins have 6 road games left and 7 home games left. That's after today. Remember, not next Friday, the following Friday, the 28th, it's a split doubleheader, as the Twins have a makeup game yet from the blizzard in April, and they'll play that as a split doubleheader on Friday. 1-2 to Adrianza. High fly to right center. Herrera over in the gap for the catch. The Twins with a bunch of singles, and then with 2 outs in the third, Kepler cranks his 19th, and we're tied at 2. To the bottom of the third inning. Kyle Gibson gave up 4 straight hits in the first inning to give up a couple of runs. Remember the play that may have kept that from being an even bigger inning. Jimenez throwing out Mondesi at third base. And then the Royals got another hit in the second, but then a double play ball followed. Merrifield, Mondesi, and Gordon in the Kansas City third.
Yeah, and that pitch right there to Merrifield, just only the 30th for Kyle. Had a quick second inning.
Breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Mentioned that Gibson, of course, pitched here 2 hours east of here, University of Missouri in Columbia. I went through Columbia yesterday on my way to my wedding. Not my wedding, my niece's wedding. On the ground is short, backhanded by Polanco. 1 down. That'll bring up Mondesi. Mondesi singled. And eventually was thrown out trying to steal third base.
Hey, jumped on the first pitch from Gibson, a changeup that stayed up and lined it into center field. See how they start Mondesi here. Remember the other night, Mondesi jumped on that first fastball from Trevor May and hit that home run. So he's up there swinging. And a fastball away.
Gibson with the pitch well inside, but he got a swing and a miss. 1-1.
Slider in. You can see Mondesi wants to swing that bat. He's guessing fastball and a good slider down and in.
And
I think it hit him.
But where in the box? They're going to call him out, saying that he was out of the box when the bunt hit him. And so we mentioned Mondesi's bunting ability. That seemed to be all he had last year. Here he tried to reach with a bunt, but he came out of the box when the ball hit him.
He tried to take that ball with him. It looked like he wanted to push it toward Austin at first base. And Mondesi, you can see him watch the barrel of the bat. He wants to take it with him, and then the ball hitting him when he was out of the batter's box.
So 2 down. And now Gordon.
Is that now ruled 2 unassisted?
2 unassisted.
Yep.
For those of you keeping score at home. Lined right to the shortstop, played perfectly in the shift. Gibson again faces just 3 men in the third.
a good pitcher early, and that's what the Royals were able to do against Kyle Gibson. 4 straight hits produced a couple runs. Odyssey getting thrown out of third base, but the Twins come back. Polanco in the second inning, an RBI single. And then in the third inning, Kepler got a low pitch and hit his 19th home run of the year. 2-2 ball game.
Tyler Austin will lead off the 4th inning, hit a fly ball to center his first time up. So he got a foul back. Tyler's had some hittable pitches, including the one he just fouled back, and that's what we've seen him do with a lot of those, and that is just to foul them back or just miss, as he did the ball he hit to center in the second. Hasn't homered in September yet. Outside, 1-1. You look at his overall numbers, counting the numbers he put up with the Yankees. A little over 100 at bats and 81 so far with the Twins, but 203 at bats and 22 extra base hits. There's another one there. Yeah, but I mean, those are balls that when he first came to the Twins, he was hitting that about 440 feet. It's all part of a power hitter. The power kind of blinks on and off sometimes.
Well, he made his debut in Detroit for the Twins and hit a 2-run home run.
Outside again, 2-2.
And 7 so far in a Twins uniform.
Always going to be a high strikeout guy. He's had 84 of those and 203 at bats. Off the handle of the bat, foul. I've talked about this before. When I look at a season's numbers, and there's so many more minute ways of assessing a player's production, but one that's easy for fans to understand: if a hitter has 1 extra base hit or more in every 10 at bats, they can be a really productive player. Doubles, triples, home runs. And Austin's done that this year. Just a little bit low. Wow. 3-2.
Well, that 2-seam fastball.
Gallagher tried to steal it for his pitcher. Big fly, left center field. Chasing it is Goodwin. That ball is gone. A home run for Austin. He almost struck out on the sinking fastball and hit the next one over the fence. And the Twins take a 3-2 lead.
And you saw the power right there when he does make good contact. That ball jumps off his bat. That ball had some hang time and just kept carrying into left center for his 16th home run of the year between the Yankees and the Twins, and his 8th as a Twin.
Replay brought to you by Ram. And those pitches that he just fouled back earlier in the at bat, he finally caught up with one, and the Twins have the lead. Cal Eldred to the mound. Power hitters, you have to just be patient and wait through the games where they strike out a lot, and then you just have to convince yourself to take a step back, and at the end of the year, what are the numbers going to look like? And Austin may be that type of guy. Kepler's home run tied it. Austin's home run giving the Twins a lead, 3-2. Now Field, who singled his first time up.
And this will be pitch number 80 already in this ball game for Jacob Junis.
Activity in the Kansas City bullpen.
You know, his last 3 starts, he threw a total of 296 pitches in 24 innings pitched in his 3 wins. Brian Flynn, the left-hander, getting up, averaged about 12 pitches per inning in those 3 starts. 23 inning pitches in the first, 29 in the second, 20 last inning.
That's hammered down the left field line near the pole and gone. A home run for Johnny Field. And 3 of the last 4 batters have hit solo home runs against Jacob Junis.
And Johnny Field hitting his first home run in a Twins uniform, his 7th overall. So back-to-back home runs brings out the manager, Ned Yost.
That'll be it for Junis, and Field cranking this one well back into the seats just inside the pole.
Curveball stayed inside.
And so the Twins take a 2-run lead. Junis give up a whole bunch of hits, and lately now 3 home run balls, and he leaves with the Twins leading 4-2. Twin home run. StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Junis left a hanging breaking ball up. Went out 101.3 miles per hour at 408 feet.
8 hits, 5 singles, and now the last 3 hits have all been solo home runs. And Brian Flynn will come into a 4-2 ball game.
Flynn making his 45th relief appearance, 69 innings, 79 hits allowed, 34 walks, so a lot of base runners, only 44 strikeouts.
And the first pitch over a strike. Jimenez had a couple of good swings in his second inning at bat, ended up with a single.
Yeah, one more note on Junis at 3+ innings, the shortest start of the season for the young man.
Jimenez has a 2-hit game. Simply past a diving shortstop Mondesi, and that'll bring up Polanco. Families affected by Hurricane Florence urgently need support. You can help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to these families. Donate today by going to redcross.org or text Florence, FLORENCE, to 90999 and give $10 to American Red Cross Hurricane Relief. A desperate situation to our friends and neighbors. I guess we're all neighbors in the 48 contiguous anyway. Here's a drive to center. And good ones there for the first out. Polanco retired.
Our prayers are with all those people affected by mainly the flooding that's happening now.
Flooding's only going to get worse with all the saturation in North and South Carolina and the surrounding areas. Here's Rosario. Maybe should have been tipped off that Junis was going to have an off night, because he walked Grossman on 4 pitches in the first inning. That was his first walk in nearly a month. One thing he'd done very well is not walk people. And he'd gone 4 starts and pitched deep into most of those starts without issuing a walk. Here's Rosario, ball 1. And now ball 2. Twins have scored. Coming into this game, they had scored a total of 11 runs in 3 games and have 4 early runs here today.
Yeah, they're outscored 26-11 at the time. Actually, it's 26-9 coming into the ball game.
That's it in a nutshell for me. You know, what we see at home, well, witness the last homestand. They won a 3-1 ball game. They actually won 2 3-1 ball games. But on the road, you're not going to win many when you score 3 and give up 10. You know, the pitching just has not been very good on the road at all. Rosario thought that was ball 4. Instead, it's strike 3.
Flynn making his second appearance here in this 4-game series, and he pitched here on Thursday night. He faced Rosario. First batter he faced, Rosario picked up an RBI base hit, as he does right there, just a base hit. And Jimenez chugging over to third.
Hot ground ball, and with O'Hearn holding the runner on, it rolls into right field. 4th hit of the inning. 1st and 3rd one down for Grossman.
One thing we've seen throughout the summer, very quick, very strong hands for Rosario. Right there, ball middle in, opened up quickly, got the good part of the bat on it, lined it hard through the infield.
Grossman now hitting right-handed against the lefty Flynn. 0 for 1 with a walk on his 29th birthday.
Robbie hitting over 300 as a right-handed hitter. 301 coming into this at bat.
And landed 3 feet in front of the plate. Ball 1. Nice block by Cam Gallagher. To center, a base hit. They'll score another run. Grossman driving in a run, with Jimenez scoring from third.
There's his birthday hit right there. Gets rewarded with an RBI, his 42nd.
5-2 Twins lead.
Pitch left up about belt high, if not a little bit higher, and Robbie lining it in the center. Rosario stopping at second. Jimenez scores.
Forsythe will bat. Got credit for a hit when his ground ball hit the runner, Grossman, in the 1st inning, and then he was called out on strikes in the 3rd. Down and away, ball 1. Earlier this year, the Twins were swept in a 3-game series here in Kansas City, trying to avoid a 4-game sweep this afternoon. Taken for ball 2.
Flynn, a big man, 6'7". They list him about 250, out of Wichita State, Kansas. Originally signed by the Tigers, came up to the big leagues with the Marlins, then traded over to the Royals in 2016.
Hit hard to center. And good one, makes the catch. Even the outs have been hit hard here in the 3rd and 4th innings.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
3 runs here in the 4th inning. Twins lead by 3, along with Marty Gelder, Bert Blyleven, and Dick Bramer here at Kauffman Stadium. After the game, the Twins fly to Detroit. Here's Kepler, a line out to center, and then a home run to right center. Swung on and missed.
Good slider right there by Flynn.
lost again. Oh, 2.
2 straight sliders. You would think he'd come back with another one.
Off the plate, 1 and 2. Checked his swing. Off the plate, 2 and 2.
A good take right there on that slider. So 4 straight sliders to Kepler so far in this at bat.
Tap foul. Now you had a wipeout curveball, one of the best the game's ever seen. Not that you kept track of these things, but what would you guess was the biggest number of curveballs you threw in a row?
Oh boy, I really don't know. I've read off the hitter. You know, if they have a bad swing at a breaking ball, why wouldn't I come back with it again? So maybe I'm going to guess maybe 5 or 6.
Okay. And another breaking ball, tap foul.
Kepler seen, I think, 6 pitches, 5 of them sliders. I think in time, it's hard, I think, for a young kid like Barrios, and he'll learn to read the hitters what type of, you know, swings they have at certain pitches.
Down and away now, 3 and 2.
That's why I'm amazed now. I know all the analytics and all the stats that are in the game today. You know, that third at bat, pitchers have to remember what they got the guy out in his first couple at bats and maybe, you know, stay with that or try something different. But if it's working, why change?
Full count, runners will go.
See if they go with a slider here. They do.
Off of the pitcher, but it bounces right to the first baseman. Out at first on a close play. Make sure that Kepler's all right. It appears to be okay. We'll see if the Twins challenge it. Paul Molitor has a foot out of the dugout. Very close play at first. Kepler's hitting in some tough luck. He lined out in the first inning, and if this ball had been deflected anywhere other than where it was, he would have had an infield hit. No challenge, and the Twins get 5 hits and 3 runs in the 4th inning. Johnny Field homered, all of that in the top of the 4th. And now we go to the bottom with the Twins up by 3. O'Hearn, Herrera, and Goodwin.
And now it's up to Kyle to have another quick inning. Get him back on the bench as quick as possible. Good changeup right there for strike one.
Hearn got an RBI double, scored a run. Royals kind of a first inning ambush on Gibson. 4 hits and just a handful of pitches. And if not for the throwout of the base stealer, the attempted base stealer at third base, that could have been a much bigger inning for the Royals. 1-1. Another one walloped into the corner. Now where O'Hearn's double went in the first inning. Field slides, and O'Hearn goes into second with another double.
You know, throughout a ball game as a starting pitcher, there are certain innings that are maybe a little bit more important than getting 3 outs, say in the second or third. This inning right here, team just gave you a 3-run lead. You don't want the Kansas City Royals to come back and put up a number on the board. That pitch left up right there, and O'Hearn, another good swing. Field attempted to keep it in front of him, but it's a double the whole way.
That was a 2-seam fastball. It was delivered about 9 inches higher than Gibson intended. Herrera doubled in a run in the first inning. Twins out hitting the Royals 11-6 so far, and we're just in the 4th inning. 40th pitch for Gibson. On the ground, hit right to the second baseman Forsythe. He looks as O'Hearn gains third base, 1 away.
And a productive out for Herrera.
2019 season tickets are on sale right now. Season ticket holders get the best seats at the best price and automatically become part of the Sweet Spot Rewards and Benefits program. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets or by calling 800-33-TWINS.
You know, those little things, something like right there, O'Hara, that's old-time baseball right there. Advance the runner in last night's ball game. You know, Mauer led off the ball game with a double, and he stayed there after 3 fly ball outs, ground ball outs, whatever. And then in the bottom of the inning, Merrifield got a double, and Mondesi hooked that ball over towards second base, and he later scored, and they ended up beating the Twins 10-3. Not a very good game for the Twins.
Want to know a good one.
Those little things sometimes. Now it's up to Gordon right here to drive them in.
And as we've said,
Excuse me, a good one.
No one is asking you to make an out. But if you hit the ball to the right spot on the field, if you don't get a base hit, you can still have a good at bat by advancing the runner.
It's a productive out. And that's when you come back on the bench and everybody should give you a high five.
2-0. Missed someplace. 3-0.
You see the defense of the Twins, they will concede a run.
And Gibson hits the corner, 3-1. Gibson got good one swinging to wrap up the first inning. To short center, and Forsythe won't get there. Might have cracked his bat. It's a base hit. A 5-3 ball game.
O'Hearn scoring for the second time. Goodwin picking up an RBI single with that bloop single into right center, picking up his 18th RBI on the season.
Hitting a good spot. And now Escobar, who went down on strikes his first time up. Gibson got a ground ball double play to get the Twins off the field in the second. He'd like to get another one here. Runner goes, swung on and missed, and Jimenez can't get a grip on the baseball. Actually, did I see home plate umpire Corey Blazer? Did he call that a foul ball? Nope. Yeah, they did. They're going to send the runner back.
Yeah, maybe a hit and run put on right there. Escobar fouling it back. Good one taking off.
Huh. And the home plate umpire made the signal that that ball was fouled into the dirt. 1 strike now to Escobar. Runner stays, and the ball tap foul. As the Royals wanted to get a closer look at Mondesi at short, that meant Escobar, when he plays, has got to kind of move around the field a little bit. Most of the time it's been at third base, occasionally out in the outfield.
Yeah, he'll be a free agent at the end of the year. You wonder if they'll bring this young man back. He was a free agent last year, didn't have a lot of interest by clubs, ended up re-signing with Kansas City in late January to a 1-year contract.
I believe Jose Iglesias of the Tigers will also enter free agency during the offseason.
Yeah, Iglesias on the put him on a disabled list. We will not see him. He's done for the rest of the year.
Of course, Manny Machado will be a free agent. There's another shortstop that'll hit the market. And Escobar waving at a pitch 18 inches outside. 2 down.
Good at bat right there for Escobar. Gibson striking him out for the 2nd time, and the 3rd strikeout for Kyle Gibson.
Today's Coors Banquet Timeless Moment happened on this day in 1996 here in Kansas City. He became the 21st member of the 3,000 hit club with a triple off Kansas City's Jose Rosado. He was the first player to pick up his 3,000th hit as a triple. Coming a couple of years, of course, a few years after Dave Winfield on the same date did it at the Metrodome against Dennis Eckersley.
It was an honor to be here that night when Paul Molitor got his 3,000 hit. Fun to watch.
We had quite a run there for a while. We just missed George Brett's 3,000th hit. He got 4 hits in the last game in Anaheim before he was going to finish the season here against the Twins. But he got 3,000 hits in Anaheim and then played a couple of games in the final weekend here.
Same place that Rod Carew got his 3,000 hit against the Twins.
But then we had 4 straight 3,000 hit milestones on Twins TV. We had Winfield, we had Eddie Murray, Paul Molitor, and Cal Ripken, all getting their 3,000th hits on our telecasts. So, of course, there's a lot of intrigue about whether Joe Mauer is going to come back next year, and the chances of him playing 5 more years might not be great, but figuring if Joe keeps playing and hitting and gets his 3,000th hit, it'll be on September 16th along with the other St. Paul guys. One and 2 to Brett Phillips. Big swing and a miss. He strikes out a lot, and Gibson got him in the 4th. Royals come back to get one. It's a 5-3 game. Pepsi fans of the game, hoping the Twins can win the final game here and kind of bookend what has otherwise been a miserable year for the Twins here in Kansas City. They won the very first game, and they are leading so far here in the last game of the year. And the Twins sent 8 men to the plate, scored 3 times in the 4th inning. Now we'll begin the 5th with A-Ray Adrianza. Mybris Viloria was in the original starting lineup, and then for whatever reason Gallagher replaced him. And now Viloria has replaced Gallagher. Here is Adrianza to start the 5th inning. And a push bunt foul.
Good effort right there by Adrianza, hitting that ball. If you get it past the pitcher, it's a base hit.
I want to angle it to where the first baseman has to move a little bit further away from the line if possible. That ball well foul, 1 strike. Trying it again. This time the pitcher Flynn is able to recover. 1 down in the 5th. Tuesday, September 25th. It's Minnesota Timberwolves night at Target Field. A limited number of Timberwolves theme night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and a Twins Timberwolves co-branded cap. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/Timberwolves, or of course call 800-33-TWINS. Here's Austin, led off the 4th inning with a home run in left center field. Just outside ball 1. Swung out and missed. Breaking ball down and in. Missing inside. And 2-2. This year, Twins didn't come to Kansas City till very late in the year, the very end of May. Next year, they'll start the road schedule here in Kansas City. Twins open the season at home against the Indians in late March, and then we'll open the road schedule here at Kauffman Stadium. Cracked foul, still 2-2.
And because of the NCAA, I believe that Twins are on the road from April 1st to the 11th.
Yep.
Come here to Kansas City, and then 3 in Philadelphia, and then a couple against the Mets.
Will change things a little bit for the Twins, because right out of the chute the pitchers are going to have to hit in Philadelphia and New York, or swing the bat anyway. Now 3-2 to Austin. Hit hard to left center again. Good one. Tracking it down, gliding after it, making the catch. And Austin's hit 3 balls pretty much at the same angle. One of them clearing the fence. And that'll bring up Johnny Field, who hit his first home run as a Twin earlier.
Yeah, he hit 7 home runs with the Rays before coming over, and got a breaking ball from Jacob Junis, stayed inside and hit that ball out of the ballpark. His 7th home run overall.
Single and a run scored in the 2nd, then the solo home run down the left field line in the 4th. Swung on and missed. Oh, 2. Hit well to left field, hooking to the corner. Gordon won't get there. One hops the wall. And Field to second with a double. 3 hits for Johnny Field, and he is, as they say, a triple short of the cycle.
Well, good to see Field getting an opportunity here and getting some at-bats. Again, he came in as a Twin, 3 hits and 29 at-bats. Like a breaking ball in, slider. He opened up quickly. If that man can't catch it, nobody can. Alex Gordon playing the hop, getting it back in.
Number 8 hitter Field has 3 hits. We'll see if Jimenez can follow suit. He's got 2 already, a pair of singles. Down and in. Valario with the block. Ball 1.
Royals very high on this Valario behind the plate. He got called up from single A. Get some major league at-bats as a September call-up. Young man from Colombia.
Down and in 2-0. Jerry Vasta, another left-hander warming up. Tapped left side.
Ooh, ball stayed down.
Mondesi went down to get it, firing across to end the inning. Bottom of the 5th coming up. The Twins up by a pair. North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. Twins in front, 5-3. Kyle Gibson had a rough first inning, but got through that. Gave up a leadoff double and a run in the 4th. But the pitch count's good. The Twins could dearly use a durable start, a lengthy start by Kyle Gibson here today.
Yeah, 52 pitches, 36 strikes for Kyle. 10 first pitch strikes of the 17 he's faced.
Libers Valario will hit. Just 8 at bats. And a double.
Again, this young man only 21 years old, called up from single A. Hit 260 down in single A. 5 minor league seasons, a 283 hitter in the minor leagues.
And he's got a base hit, rolling one up the middle. A leadoff single in the 5th. The Royals will get the tying run to the plate. First, we'll hear from Marty Gellner.
I have our showstopper here this afternoon, and it is Yasiel Puig, who was the show against the Cardinals last night, because Puig hit Not one, not two, but 3 home runs yesterday for the first time in his career. Puig drove in 7 for the game. That's also a career high. And Puig homered twice yesterday. So that's 5 home runs in 2 games, 5 home runs in 9 at-bats. And his homers, according to StatCast, traveled a combined 1,225 feet.
Amazing. The first pitch fouled away. I listened to part of the broadcast on my trek to Central Missouri, and you know, when you get teams that are bunched together as so many are in the National League, not so much in the National League East, but in the Central and in the West, boy, one hot hitter can make all the difference in the world. And for the Dodgers right now, that guy's Puig. Crack foul, 0-2. Merrifield, the batter.
Yeah, Dodgers with that win, they take over the American League Western Division, half game over the Rockies.
They're even in the loss column. Each team's lost 67.
Yeah, Dodgers has played one more game than the Rockies.
Two strikes to Merrifield. And Merrifield strikes out. Gibson gets a big hitter, a good hitter for the first out.
Yeah, Merrifield 0 for 3. Good breaking ball right there. Gibson picking up strikeout number 5. So good slider, great location. Merrifield way out front.
Mondesi singled in the first, and then tried to bunt his way aboard in the third, but the bunt bounced and hit him as he left the batter's box. Just outside, ball 1. Both teams leave after the game. Twins go to Detroit, and the Royals go to Pittsburgh. I have a prediction to make.
Yes.
And you know my rate of being
your
correct.
percentage?
Huh? I am not good, but they say in baseball if you're 1 for 3, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the designated hitter is going to be adopted by both leagues real soon in the next collective bargaining agreement. I think there are enough issues out there, whether it's number of players on a roster. You know, you could give the Players Association one for the other. You know what I mean?
I hope so. I hope that happens.
The Royals the other day here had their pitchers take batting practice because they have 3 games in Pittsburgh and 2 in Cincinnati on the next road trip. 1 and 1. And ball 2. And within that, I hope that they limit the number of players eligible in September.
Agreed on that too.
I would think all of that could be done because I think hopefully all parties would agree that it's best for the game on all 3 fronts. On the outside corner, 2 and 2.
What if you want to bring up 10 extra players, but going into the ballgame you have a 25-man roster?
Right. Well, that would be easily done. I mean, you could eliminate 4 starting pitchers right away.
So you know.
But then you have to pick. If you had a reliever go on Friday night, then he's maybe not on your eligible list for the next game. But this constant parading of relief pitchers out by out, or worse yet, batter by batter, I mean, that's not entertaining to watch. Who was yesterday? They played an inconsequential game in terms of playoff positioning. Just outside 3 and 2. And they use 17 pitchers. 3 and 2. Catcher stays put, and the ball lifted to right. It's deep. Going back is Field at the wall, and that ball is gone. And we have a tie game. 5 Mondesi flexing his muscle again, his 9th of the year.
Well, it looked like a 3-2 breaking ball, and Mondesi hitting his 2nd home run in this series. A big 2-run home run. That ties the game at 5 apiece. Looked like a slider that stayed right down the heart of the plate.
And so the Royals get their first home run. When you look up, they've got 9 hits in less than 5 innings against Gibson. There's still only 1 out. So this hasn't been the best outing for Kyle after a couple of good ones earlier this month. 65th pitch coming up. Gordon taps it toward first. Austin to the bag, 2 down. We'll bring up O'Hearn, who's hooked 2 doubles into the right field corner, scored a couple of runs and driven in 1. Just getting back to the pitchers hitting and all this, the Royals are going to be very careful with their young pitching staff in the National League style games. But even National League pitchers, Pedro Strop batted the other day for the Cubs, ran to first, pulled a hamstring. He may not pitch again this year. Just at a time when his team needs him the most. Ground ball up the middle to the right of Forsythe anyway, and a base hit. O'Hearn has 3 hits. That'll bring up Herrera.
I think most fans want to see offense. That's why they put the designated hitter rule back in the American League back in 1973. But that's always been the difference. You know, now we got so many interleague games. I believe 20 you're going to face, you know, a National League team 20 times. Do you want an American League pitcher hitting? I don't think so. Hopefully they'll change that.
Here's Herrera, an RBI double in the first, and a ground ball to Forsythe in the 4th.
The Twins bullpen starting to get loose.
Austin with a diving attempt. He makes the play to Gibson. Good play by the first baseman. Diving to his right. That ends the 5th, but the Royals get 2 to tie it up. Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Ram. Hurry in and get a great deal during Ram Power Days. Back and forth we go to the 6th, tied at 5. And the Twins were already into Kansas City's bullpen, but Mondesi's home runs tied the game at 5.
Jerry Fasto making his 3rd relief appearance in this series, coming over from the Colorado Rockies in the Drew Butera trade. That happening August 31st.
And the Twins will send the top of their lineup. Jorge Polanco, 2 for 3 on the day. A lot of hitting today. And a tie game so far. Ball 1. Oakland trying to come back on Tampa Bay. It's 5-4 top of the 9th. Tampa Bay had a 5-0 lead in that game. Game in St. Petersburg. Pitch is high, 2-0. One thing that other teams have discovered, taken advantage of, the fact that the Kansas City bullpen is a shell of what it used to be. Twins took 2 out of 3 from the Royals at Target Field, but bullpen has done a nice job against the Twins hitters here in this series. 2-1. Two.
Yeah, Vasto, what we have seen is a pretty good changeup and good slider, not an overpowering fastball. Young man, 26 years old.
Zipped him inside with a fastball. Full count. Every at bat except for his 3rd at bat when he hit a fly ball to center. He's seen a lot of pitches. Blue Jays beat the Yankees 3-2 at Yankee Stadium, so that Oakland comeback effort could be a big one. There's a high fly left field off the bat of Polanco. Back is Gordon, and the Twins are back in front. Polanco, right-handed, hitting his 5th home run of the year.
And his 3rd as a right-handed hitter. Again, he came into the ballgame hitting only .202 as a right-handed hitter. But that ball looked like it was down, and he golfed that ball out. 4th home run here this afternoon for the Twins. 4th solo home run.
It's down and in, and Polanco ripped it just over the wall and left. You know, it's odd, 4 home runs, that part's nice, but 4 solo home runs, and usually the hit total generally isn't as high as it is. The Twins have, the ball rolled through the shift. A thing of beauty for Rosario, his 2nd hit.
That is nice. You know what the shift put on, when more hitters are able to do exactly what Rosario did, that shift will be no more, or at least as shifted as it is.
Nice to see Eddie, a free swinger to say the least, but showing a little bat control there. Didn't look like he was trying to do anything more than what he did.
Well, look at the shift. Of course, they're playing him the pull and the ball away, and Rosario saying, I'll just hit a ground ball to short. It's a base hit. 2nd hit for Rosario.
And now Grossman pitches up. The end of the bat, foul. Started to say, you know, usually when you get 4 solo home runs in a game, you've only got 6 or 7 hits, and you've just not been able to hit a home run with somebody on base. The Twins have 10 other hits other than the 4 home runs, and yet all 4 home runs have been with the bases empty. Most of the day has been spent with men on base, but the Twins haven't hit a home run yet with a man on base. 2-1. Tampa Bay final 5-4 over Oakland, so the A's don't pick up any ground on the Yankees and remain a game and a half behind them in the chase for the first wild card chair.
You know, Tampa's not going to get into postseason, but I'll tell you what, They've made a lot of changes, and they've had a very, very solid year.
Pretty much gutted the major league roster of any veterans, and they've had young guys come up. And I'm with you, Kevin Cash has done a tremendous job.
There are 16 games over 500 now with that win over Oakland.
Strike call. And if they were in the American League Central, they'd be a game behind Cleveland. But they're not. Full count to Grossman. And Grossman strikes out. First out of the inning. We'll bring up Forsythe. Join Fox Sports North Sunday, September 30th in Dinkytown for Open Streets U of M, a fun, family-friendly way to explore the neighborhood and local businesses. Stop by the Fox Sports North booth to learn about streaming games live on the Fox Sports app. Register for the chance to win prizes, play games, and more. Visit foxsportsnorth.com/events for details. Forsythe takes inside ball one. Forsythe hit a bullet his last time up, but hit it within range of Brian Goodwin in center. Two and 0. Kevin McCarthy getting loose. All the hits for the Twins, and there have been 14 of them, but only one walk taken, and that was by Grossman back in the first inning. Base hit for Forsythe, his second of the ball game. And that'll bring up Kepler. Kepler could very easily have a 3-hit game, but instead he has just the solo home run in the third. Kepler hit a line drive to Goodwin to end the first inning, hit his home run in the third, and then hit a hard one-hopper off the pitcher in the fourth inning, and it deflected right to the first baseman O'Hearn. Still a close play, but an out. Down and away, ball one. And a foul ball.
Yeah, this off of Jacob Junis in the third inning with 2 outs. Ball down as Kepler likes it. 19th home run of the year. That was the first of 4 home runs for the Twins so far this afternoon.
Fouled back. Kepler has remained healthy. One of the few Twins players to remain healthy all year long. Certainly aches and pains and all that, but it's a high fly to center. Good one over. Rosario setting up for a tag. And he will advance. Of course, not opening up a full sprint. First and third now 2 down, and that'll bring up Adrianza.
And Ned Yost. So Kevin McCarthy warming up. He motions toward the bullpen.
So 5 men faced, and 3 of them get hits against Vista. And now McCarthy will try to keep this a 6-5 game. and third and 2 down. And Adrianza will hit left-handed against right-hander Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah, McCarthy making his 58th relief appearance, 60 hits in 63 and 2/3 innings, only 18 walks. So good control with 38 strikeouts. Fastball in the low 90s, hard slider and a changeup. McCarthy, 26 years old, in his 3rd season with the Royals.
Adrianza tried to bunt in the 5th inning, and Flynn made a nice play on him. But now in this at bat, the third baseman Escobar is in on the edge of the grass, which might open up a little more room on the left side of the infield. And the ball gets away from the first baseman O'Hearn. Coming in is Rosario, and Forsythe will go to second. Looked like a decent enough throw. O'Hearn just didn't catch it.
Now O'Hearn should get the error right there, in and out of his glove, maybe trying to make the tag before the ball got in the middle of the glove. And it will give O'Hearn an error on the play. So Twins will take that error and add it to the total. They have now another 2-run lead.
What we've seen in this series, whenever the Twins have made a mistake, and they have made many more than they would like, but when the Twins made a mistake, the Royals pounced. And we'll see if a single to the outfield might not add another run because of the error. 1-0. Makes the error so costly. It was just kind of a token throw. I mean, Forsythe, Twins have been so timid on the bases. I don't imagine Forsythe had any intention of trying to move to second base. And now 2-0. So you throw over there, and the first baseman clanks it. And now a base hit here scores the second run after you've entered the game rather than the first. There's a drive to right center field. Goodwin calling for it. And that ends the inning. Twins had a couple in the 6th to retake the lead. Twins got 2 back. Now
the home plate umpire's there. He comes.
Yeah. Gary Cederstrom was even up on the mound saying, hey, he's coming back.
Corey Blazer. They're a little pit stop, I'm sure.
They're human beings too,
yes,
aren't they?
They are.
Well, it's been a hot, humid day, and if maybe no other reason than You know, he's been drinking a lot of water and whatever. He's back and we're ready to go.
And Kyle Gibson out there, hopefully a quick 6th inning. 68 pitches, 48 strikes, so good, very good strike to ball ratio for Kyle.
But an inordinate number of hits, 10 hits, 5 runs. He's got another lead of 2. There's a strike on the outside corner.
That's why I said this is a very important inning right here. You get a quick inning right here, maybe he can get one more.
Gibson in his 2 prior starts in September gave up a total of 8 hits. 1-1. Gave up 11 hits in Chicago in late June, season high. That's chip to left, and Polanco calls for it, makes the catch, 1 away. That'll get us to Escobar, who struck out twice. Are you in to win? Jennifer was, and she and her family are our feature in tonight's Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle. Jennifer makes an annual trip from Vergas, Minnesota to catch a Twins game. And today Jennifer won $100 in scratch tickets just by saying, I'm in. Been through Vergas many times. Beautiful, smallish town. Swing and a miss by Escobar, and he's done a lot of that today.
Escobar came into this ball game good numbers against Kyle Gibson. 11 hits, hitting .311 off of him. 14 hits and 45 at bats.
And now 2 quick strikes.
Having a tough time making contact here this afternoon. Gibson making his 18th career start against the Royals. 6 wins, 5 losses in his career. Very good 3.4 earned run average. Slider hit, bouncing in front of home plate. Tyler Duffy up in the Twins bullpen.
1-2 to Escobar. And Austin will track this into foul ground and make the catch and flip over the barrier. Tyler Austin with a great catch, and he is down after flipping over the wall. It's as if he never saw the short wall down the first base line. He's up. Remember, he missed some time because of a bad back, and that's not going to help.
No, it's not. What a great catch by Austin, but you know, down there in that camera well, it's nothing but cement. When he landed hard.
And he comes over the wall, and that is a great play by first baseman Tyler Austin. He never slowed down in full pursuit of that pop-up for out number 2.
Take a look right here. He catches it and then meets that short and just falls straight over.
And as you can see, there's no one in that field level suite. No one could have offered him any assistance to keep from falling flat on his back on the concrete. That's a heck of a play.
Good to see the smile.
He's able to stay in the game. 2 down, and now Brett Phillips. Phillips with a single and a strikeout. Mike Moustakas might get some big hits here in the final 2 weeks of the year to help the Brewers into the playoffs, and he might get some big hits in the playoffs for Milwaukee. But I think you'd have to say the Royals did pretty well in that trade. Getting Jorge Lopez, who looks like he's going to be a really good pitcher for Kansas City. And this guy has got a lot of physical tools, great speed, and a great arm. And if he can hit a little bit, He might be in the outfield for a while. Change up 1-2. And the Royals seem to target players who were on the cusp of being major league ready. Fastball up and away, 2-2. Just the 80th pitch coming up for Gibson. Popped up. No infielder on that side. That's about 10 rows back anyway. Check swing. Did he go? Strike 3. And Phillips is gone and the inning ends. Gibson facing just 3 men. One of them hit a foul pop right near the railing, and Austin made a great catch. Tyler Austin nor Johnny Field started the year in the Twins organization, but today they make up our DQ combination.
Yeah, Austin hitting a home run in the 4th inning. His 16th home run overall is 8th as a Twin, and then the next batter, Johnny Field, hits his first home run in a Twins uniform, his 7th overall this year. Yeah, the other one's coming as a Tampa Bay Ray.
It'll be Austin leading off the 7th, and that in and of itself is a good sight after his catch of a foul ball and then a flip over the padded railing down the right field line. Down and in, ball 1.
Kevin McCarthy still out there. Came in relief, got the final out in the 6th inning.
Just outside, 2-0. Fouled over by the other field level suite that has some people in it. Austin looks over there and says, hey, how come you couldn't have bought tickets on the first base side? Somebody could have caught me.
Yeah, you wonder how that back's feeling after he hit that ball foul. He kind of stepped across the plate and took a little extra time.
Swung on and missed 2-2.
That's when you're going to feel it more than anything. It's when you swing and miss.
Full count. Seen Austin see a lot of pitches today. Worked the count full here to lead off the 7th. That's pretty good. 4th plate appearance. He's seen 24 pitches. Fouled off his foot. That's all he needs.
Walking it off.
Driven to right. Retreating to the corner is Herrera. And making the catch on the warning track. 1 down. On in the 7th. Here's our Grand Casino story of the game.
4 home runs for the Twins. We talked about Austin and Field hitting back-to-back home runs. Kepler got it going in the 3rd inning with a solo home run. And then Polanco in the 6th inning. Mondesi for the Royals, their only home run. 2-run home run in the 5th inning. And there's Polanco's home run. Gave the Twins a 6-5 lead. They added another run and lead it by 2.
Twins have 1 double, a whole bunch of singles, 4 home runs. They don't have a triple. And if Johnny Field hits one, he'll be the 11th Twin to hit for the cycle in their history.
It's been a while too. Michael Kadire back in 2009.
Yeah, Kubel and Kadire each did it 2009, and the Twins haven't had a hitter do it since.
He has the speed for it. Can find a gap somewhere.
Swung on and missed 1-2. And Field swings and misses, 2 down.
McCarthy throw him in a breaking ball right there, and Field strikes out. McCarthy picking up his first strikeout. Hard slider, good location.
Replay brought to you by Carrier. McCarthy's faced 3 men, got all of them out, and now Jimenez with 2 singles and a run scored. Up the middle, but they've shifted him. Merrifield behind the bag makes the play. And McCarthy has a fairly quick 1-2-3, top of the 7th. And on a beautiful September afternoon here in Kansas City, it's our pleasure to bring you God Bless America.
Fans, let's pause to celebrate our freedom and those who work to defend it. Please join us in singing God Bless America, being performed by Derek Pierre.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her from the night through the light up above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
All right, Royals fans, stay up on your seats. Time for the Harrah's 7th inning.
5. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Well, the Twins putting in Gregorio Petit at third base and moving A-Ray Adrianza across the diamond to take Tyler Austin out of the game. And Austin, as you pointed out, didn't look real comfortable during that at bat after making the great catch to get Escobar in the 6th inning. And now Gibson's out there to pitch in the 7th, and this first pitch misses, ball 1.
Yeah, good to see Kyle out there. 82 pitches right now for Kyle. Hasn't been the best outing for Kyle, but he has finally had some run support. Again, 4th in the American League and lowest run support coming into the ball game. That accounts a lot for his 7-13 record coming into this ball game. He's pitched well.
And missing. 3-0.
He hasn't walked anybody yet. 6 strikeouts. I want to walk that leading lady.
Taylor Rogers getting loose. Deloria, the batter, and he takes a strike. 3-1.
Deloria in his first at bat got a base hit, that in the 5th inning.
Backhanded nicely by Polanco. Fires and gets it. What a play by Jorge Polanco.
That might have kept Kyle Gibson in the ball game right there. What a nice play by Polanco. This ball looked like it was going to go up the middle, and Polanco going quick to his right. And an off balance on the throw type throw to first. And Adrianza now at first base. That's a nice play right there.
That second hop hit the top of the mound, and that might have helped keep it in the infield, but a great play by Polanco. 1 down, and now Merrifield. Strike 1. Merrifield's had a tough day at the plate. Couple of ground balls to the left side and a strikeout. Pulled foul. 0-2. Oh, 2 to Whit Merrifield.
Struck out Merrifield in his last at bat. Good slider down and away. One of 6 strikeouts Kyle has.
Slowly to Polanco. Fires on the run, on target to Adrianza. Another good play. 2 down. We'll bring up Mondesi. Follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv. For $25.99, you can watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer.
I know Polanco's had some mishaps at short, but I'll tell you what, those 2 plays right there, the one that he just made, those are routine type plays that he made look very easy right there. That's a nice play. 2 good plays by Polanco back to back.
And a strike on the outside corner. Gibson had given back a 2-run lead in the 5th and then gave up a 2-out single, but since then he's retired 6 men in a row, and no ball has left the infield. 1-1.
Kyle coming off that good start he had against the Yankees, 5 2/3 innings, but he threw 118 pitches in that outing. 2 less than the most he's thrown in an outing. He threw 120 at Fenway Park.
What we saw from Barrios in the first half, and now we're seeing it fairly regularly from Gibson in the second half, the importance of that 7th inning and what it can mean to the bullpen afterwards. We don't, Gibson might very well, if he gets an out here quickly, might be asked to pitch into maybe through the 8th inning. But that 7th inning, when you got a guy who can give you 7 occasionally, makes all the difference in the world in today's game.
I'm glad you finished that.
Tim Hill, Brandon Marr getting loose.
Double trouble in their bullpen.
3-1 to Mondesi with Gordon on deck. Driven hard to right field. And Johnny Field will field it on a hop. Gordon will come to the plate as a tying run.
3rd hit for Mondesi.
And that'll be the end of the night, the end of the day, excuse me, for Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, with Gordon being a left-handed hitter, Paul Molitor deciding to bring in Taylor Rogers.
And so Gibson gets the Twins into the 7th inning. He gets 20 outs, and he comes off the field with a 2-run lead. In jeopardy here the other night, but the Twins executed a good relay, and he's on quite a roll, and he's been really tough since July 30th.
Well, you can see the 20 2/3 scoreless inning streak, and that did stay alive when that nice play O'Hearn was thrown out at home plate a couple nights ago.
And Gordon facing Rogers with the tying run at the plate now in the 7th inning. The Royals got to the World Series in back-to-back years, winning in 2015. They were fearless and ran the bases relentlessly, regardless of the situation. And that's why Rogers threw over there. He still needs to keep Mondesi close, even though the Twins have a 2-run lead, and the first pitch nearly hit Gordon.
Taylor with a good fastball, 2 types of breaking balls, a get me over type breaking ball, then the harder one.
Left-handers are 5 for the last 45 against Gibson. That computes to a 111 opponent batting average against lefties since June 28th.
He's not allowed an extra base hit to a left-handed hitter.
2-0 now to Gordon. There's a strike.
Good location. You see where Jimenez is set up. Outer half of the plate. Of course, Gordon probably had the green light, but he's looking something middle in that he could drive.
They got him picked off. Adrianza's throw in time to get him. Safe! Safe is the call at second base by Gary Cederstrom.
Paul Molitor, I think, wants to look at this.
The throw was there in time, but Polanco perhaps did not make contact with Mondesi.
Let's take a look right here. Good throw by Adrianza. And then the tag. It looked like Mondesi maybe got that right foot around the tag.
It looked like the tag attempt was between the legs.
And another reason a middle infielder needs to keep that glove on the runner, as you saw Mondesi's foot come off the bag. So a mistake right there by Polanco.
And a great call by Gary Cederstrom. Here's Gordon now with a 2-1 count. High fly center field. Kepler is back. And he makes the catch. So Rogers gets Gordon and keeps the Twins lead at 2. They hope to have him back in the lineup on Tuesday. Twins leading here 7-5, and now they'll take their swings against Brandon Maurer.
Maurer making his 34th relief appearance. 37 hits allowed in the 27 1/3 innings he's pitched so far. 20 walks, so a lot of base runners, and 25 strikeouts.
Polanco, Rosario, and Grossman will face him here in the Twins' 8th. Strike one. Polanco with 3 hits, 2 runs batted in, a run scored, including his 5th home run of the year. One and one.
Changeup missing down and away. Maurer with a fastball in the mid-90s. Good slider and a changeup in his 2nd season with the Royals. 6th major league season. Came up with Seattle, also spent time in San Diego.
1-2. Twins have 15 hits, 7 runs. A bunch of guys have 3 hits today. Polanco has 3. Rosario has a couple. Forsythe has 2. Field has 3. Jimenez a pair. Chip to left and a base hit. 4-hit game for Jorge Polanco. As you said before, it made a couple of nice plays in the field. And he's aboard as the Twins hope to expand their lead.
Yeah, it looked like a breaking ball. He waited back nicely and just hit it past Escobar. Kind of reached out, just out of his reach at third base in the left field.
Don't know what, if anything, to read into this, but the Twins are swapping out left-handed hitting outfielders in the DH spot. Cave will hit for Rosario, who had gotten 2 hits. Did run the bases all the way around in the 6th, scoring on the error by O'Hearn, and now it is Cave who's taken over as the DH. Strike one. And we'll mention it, Cave specifically mentioned by Paul Molitor in terms of player busting it all the way through the dog days of September. Out in front, it's 0-2.
You wonder if Rosario maybe tweaked something when he tagged up at second base to, go to third. It looked like he was trying to run easy, but
he did go station to station in the 6th inning. And Polanco is safe at second. And Mondesi looks in the dugout like you might want to take a look at that. 1-2 the count to Cave. Right now Polanco has a stolen base. Like Mondesi caught the ball in front of the bag, and one of those, did he tag him on the lower half before the top half got to the bag?
Get him in the ankle area.
Royals are going to challenge it. They've got a pretty good record in challenges this year. We'll see if this one's overturned. Got to look at Valorio's arm. So they will review this in New York, and we'll see whether the call stands, whether it's overturned or what. One's with a 2-run lead, trying to get Polanco. This is going to be one of those. This is the one they just showed on the scoreboard that drew a reaction from the Royals fans. And it looks like he is out. And they have called him out. So caught stealing, not a stolen base. Polanco heads to the dugout.
Oh, Valario, very good throw right there on the second base side.
Count to Cave now 1-2. That's all we need to see, right? Just at a time when Salvador Perez might be making a transition toward first base. Call a guy up from Double-A, and it looks like he's got a good arm. One and 2 to Cave, and now 1-3. 2 down.
A high fastball right here. Cave swings through it. Robbie has 1 hit on his 29th birthday. 1 for 3 with a walk.
Missing inside ball 1. Chopped foul.
Nobody warming up in the Twins bullpen, so it looks like Taylor Rogers will start the 8th inning.
Taken down and away, 2-1. O'Hearn's a lefty. He will lead off the 8th inning. 2-1 to Grossman. And now a strike. Full count with Forsythe on deck. Call to the screen. Rogers ready to take the mound after getting the final out of the 7th. Another foul back by Grossman. I realize many of you were watching football earlier. Vikings and Packers tying, and not much consolation, I know, given how the game ended, but it was the first 29-29 game in NFL history. So you were watching history.
Two Rod Carews.
A 2-out walk to Grossman. Third time he's been aboard, and Forsythe will have a chance here in the 8th. Here the Royals jumped out in front 2-0. The Twins tied it up. Then the Twins took a 5-2 lead. Eventually the Royals tied it up. Then immediately after that, the Twins got 2 more. All adds up to 7-5. Forsythe has a couple of singles, 2 of the 16 hits for the Twins here this afternoon. Outside a ball. Breaking ball missing, and it is 2-0. Paul Molitor before the game saying that he hopes Miguel Sano can play some in Detroit.
Oh, Miguel Sano saying he wants to play.
It probably should happen then, wouldn't you think?
You would think.
Twins would like to rebuild a presence in the middle of the lineup. Forsythe is a good player, but again, he hasn't homered since coming over for the Twins, and the Twins have by default had to hit him cleanup a number of times.
Not really a home run hitter. Hit a couple home runs for the Dodgers.
2-2. And Forsythe with a look back to Corey Blazer.
Looked like a pretty good breaking ball right here.
Seams caught the box. 2-2. And that time, the Seams and the rest of the baseball were outside the box. Full count. Kepler on deck. Grossman will take off from first. There he goes, and the pitch swung on, missed. And that wraps up the Twins' top of the 8th inning. It's still 7-5. Ryan O'Hearn leading things off against Taylor Rogers, who clips the inside corner with a fastball. Strike one. It'll be O'Hearn, Herrera, and Goodwin in the Royals' 8th inning. Way out in front, 0-2.
Good breaking ball right there. Fastball to get strike one. Breaking ball. O'Hearn swings through. Taylor walked O'Hearn here a couple nights ago, and he's the one that was thrown out at home plate after Bonifacio hit that double down the left field line.
Really is remarkable, a stat we've given you from time to time, and we're not superstitious, so we're not going to feel guilty about saying this, but Rogers has faced 95 left-handed batters that have finished in an at-bat, not a plate appearance where he's walked a handful of them. Chopped to second. Now 96 left-handed batters without allowing an extra base hit. That's remarkable. One down. That'll bring up Herrera. Herrera, switch hitter, better hitter from the left side than right side, so Rogers will be left in at least to face him. Herrera with a double and an RBI in the first. Since then, a ground ball, actually two of them, and Austin, who made a really good play crashing into the fence on a foul pop, also made a good play in the 5th inning on Herrera's ground ball going to his right. Dove for the ball and made the catch and found Gibson at the bag. One strike. Two strikes. Down the line, and a foul ball by a couple of feet.
You're heading a count like that, you leave a pitch up. You got lucky right there that ball just hooked foul. Gotta bury that ball right here if he throws a breaking ball.
Two strikes to Herrera. Down and in.
The harder breaking ball, that's what I was talking about. You know, you make a mistake. No pitcher wants to make a mistake 0-2. You got away with one right there. Now you make sure that the next couple pitches, hopefully we'll get them out here. Jimenez. It's like fastball in.
Beaten foul. And Mike Jerschley. One and two to Herrera with Goodwin on deck.
Good take.
2-2. See the shadows creeping out from home plate toward the mound. And if not in the 8th inning, certainly by the 9th inning, that might be a big factor.
There, went back to it, got the strikeout.
Breaking ball down and in. Out number 2 here in the 8th.
So he stayed back to that breaking ball, the hard breaking ball, and this time Herrera swings through it.
Goodwin 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Outside a ball.
Tyler Duffy up again in the bullpen.
Just in case Goodwin reaches and the tying run comes to the plate. On the outside corner. Breaking ball missing, and it is 2-1. Hit in the ninth appears against Willie Peralta. And now 2-2. Royals really good baseball at home lately, but the Twins are leading the last game of Kansas City's homestand 7-5. Out in front of the slower breaking ball. 97 left-handed batters have faced Taylor Rogers without an extra base hit. Two nights ago, Astudillo and Barrios still at odds with one another.
I think it's friendly odds.
Think so? Yeah. Okay. And we go to the ninth inning, but first, Twins off-season baseball camps are back and are presented by select Heartland Chevy dealers. Camps provide players an opportunity to continue developing their skills, as well as prepare for tryouts and the start of a new season. Included are 5 to 10 hours of instruction addressing general baseball skills, taught by an experienced staff of dedicated instructors. For a full schedule that you see right there and registration, visit twinsbaseball.com/training. Max Kepler. Kepler with a home run back in the third inning.
Yeah, Willie Peralta out there to start the top of the ninth inning, making his 31st relief appearance. His 11 saves.
Outside ball one.
Kelvin Herrera was the closer when the season started. He got traded over to the Washington Nationals. Peralta's taken over.
Fouled back, 1-1.
Peralta in his first season with the Royals, he was always a starter basically for the Brewers for 6 seasons. Signed as a free agent by the Royals over the winter. Started the season down in AAA, got called up in the middle part of June.
Sometimes you just never know where your next closer is going to come from, and the Royals now letting Peralta develop perhaps as their closer down the road. So many of them. Eddie Guardado was a converted, I didn't want to say failed, but a converted starting pitcher, and he's one of the best closers of his era. Not always guys who got tempered and conditioned in the 7th or 8th inning, as was the case here when Wade Davis replaced Greg Holland, and then Kelvin Herrera when Davis left. Hildenberger, the closer for the Twins, getting loose. 2-2 to Kepler. 3-2.
I think Peralta, one of those guys like Juan Berringer. You know, he can start, he can relieve, be a long man out of the bullpen if need be, but right now he is a closer for Ned Yost.
And Kepler takes a leadoff walk. Leadoff man is on, and Adrianza will hit next for the Twins.
Play the new Vikings scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
Teams like the Royals and the Twins have had to fill in the closer role from within over the course of the year because of trades. Driven to the gap in right center. Goodwin will chase it, and he won't get there. Off with the break or crack of the bat was Kepler. He'll round third and come in and score. Adrianza with a ringing double, and the lead has grown to 3.
And now every starter for the Twins has at least one hit, with that double by Adrianza picking up his 35th run batted in. Good read by Kepler right there. He saw where Goodwin was and how hard this ball was hit. And Kepler right there saying he's not going to catch this thing. I'm going to make it all the way home from first base. Does a good job of reading that line drive double.
Peralta issuing the leadoff walk and immediately paying the price with a double that drove in Kepler. And now Petit will bat. Talking about the Royals giving Peralta a chance to close games because they traded Herrera to the Nationals early in the season, earlier than the Twins traded Fernando Rodney to Oakland. But then you look at a team like Oakland that have, what, 3 or 4 closers at the end of their ball game or at the end of their bullpen. That's why a lot of people think that the A's will be a very formidable opponent, whether it be in the wild card game in Oakland or in New York. That's going to be if they can somehow find enough starting pitching, or at least in that one game get a good start. Petit squares and takes a strike. You know, the Royals here just had a progression in the case of Herrera from the 7th to the 8th to the 9th. But in Oakland, it's Trinan presumably who'll close for them, but you got Rodney, you got Familia.
Nice to have.
Yes. Petit bunts foul, 0-2 rather. Situation where you might not be surprised if you could see Petit try to bunt with 2 strikes. Royals still think that's a possibility. They have their corner infielders playing up on the edge of the grass. Oh, 2. And Petit swings and misses. There needs to be a throw. 1 away.
That's a good split finger right there by Peralta, picking up a strikeout. So Petit unable to advance Adrianza from second base.
And that'll bring up Field, who gets another chance to pick up a triple and complete the cycle. First Twin to do it was Rod Carew in 1970. And Cesar Tovar, Larry Heisel, Lyman Bostock, Mike Cubbage, Gary Ward, Kirby Puckett. Then 22 years before Carlos Gomez did it. And then the very next year after that, Jason Kubel and Michael Kadire hit for the cycle.
Now Heisel and Bostock both did it in '76. Kadire and Kubel in 2009. It's a rarity, but you see 2 in 1 year.
It's a novelty in baseball. The only thing it for sure means is that you got 4 hits. Your team might not necessarily win.
Well, you want to do it when your team wins.
Yeah.
It's a lot more rewarding.
10 total bases are nice, at least 10 total bases. But given where Field's batting average was, he'd love to get a 4-hit game, even if it's a single here, driving in another run. outside. There's only one occasion where the Twins had a player hit for the cycle and they did not win. That was when Gary Ward in 1980 did it at County Stadium, and the Twins lost 9-8. That rolls away from the catcher. And a wild pitch getting Adrianza to third.
Yeah, looks like that split finger got away. Peralta charged with his 4th wild pitch. Got underneath the wickets.
Infield will come in now with a runner at third and one down. 2-1 to Field. Came into the game with just 3 hits as a Twin, and he has 3 this afternoon. Popped up over our head. 2-2. The home run that Field hit came on the heels of Austin's home run, part of a 3-run 4th inning. 2-2 to Field. Now 3-2. Jimenez on deck.
Tried 2-2 splitter, missed low.
Old foul. 17 hits for the Twins. Grossman's taken a couple of walks. Those are the only walks. Gibson stands to pick up his 8th win of the year. Chopper to the hole and through for a base hit. A 4-hit game for Johnny Field. An RBI single and a 4-run Twins lead.
Well, he got the job done right there with the infield in. Just chopped it through. Mondesi going through his right, unable to get it. So a good afternoon for Johnny Field, picking up his 2nd RBI on his 4th hit.
Cal Eldred to the mound. Peralta's having a tough time here. The leadoff walk setting the stage for a 2-run inning. Ben Lively warming up in the Royals pen. No longer a save situation for Trevor Hildenberger or anybody else that might come in the 9th inning. But a Hildenberger, I'm sure, after what happened here 2 nights ago, would love to get back out on the mound. 18 hits for the Twins, 4 of them by Johnny Field, his first 4-hit game in the big leagues. Jimenez has had a lot of 2-hit games, and today's game the most recent one. Single his first 2 times out.
Field, a guy at first that can run a little bit. 4 stolen bases in 4 attempts.
Down and away, ball 1. New baseball put in play. Checking on Field. 4 steals and 4 tries on the year. none with the Twins. 1-1. Low throw, that got him. O'Hearn caught a low pickoff throw, and it was a perfect throw to pick a runner off, and it looked like Field got caught, although he's lingering around first base.
He's thinking maybe I got my hand on the bag before the tag. Look at the quick throw. Right in the hip area.
And they're going to call Field off the bases as he is picked off for the second out. Count to Jimenez, now 1-1. Deep to the right field corner off the bat of Jimenez, but a foul ball. One and two to the Twins catcher. Two and two. Deal. He was putting a helmet on, just a cap, backwards. High fly to left. Coming in is Gordon. Twins had a couple more in the ninth and now lead by 4. Polanco with some nice plays in the field, but also 4 hits. 18 hits for the Twins, and he's not the only guy with a 4-hit game today. Johnny Field has got 4 hits.
Yeah, season high for the Twins with the 18 hits. They had 17 earlier this year in Toronto. Trevor Hildenberger coming in, making his 68th relief appearance. Had an outing here the other night. You have to put behind you, and you get back on that bike, and you don't fall off. He fell off the other night. He's back out there again.
Ended up pitching an inning, but he gave up 4 hits and a walk, and all 5 guys who reached base scored, 4 of them on the Salvador Perez walk-off grand slam. Alcides Escobar takes ball 1. Not a safe situation, but a chance, as you said, to get back on the bike. 1-1.
You'd like every day to be perfect, but guess what? In a game of baseball, it's not. You have to take the highs and the lows.
Side 2-1.
Hillenberger went through a stretch a couple months ago where it seemed like the hitters were sitting on changeup because he's using it that much. And I remember Marvin Olson going out, and after that he threw more fastballs.
Foul ball. In his outing the other night, he got the first man, good one, on a ground ball, and then gave up a double, a single, an intentional walk, and then the grand slam. So just a third of an inning and 5 earned runs allowed. Well, that'll bloat your ERA very quickly, whether it happens in April or September. 2-2. Fly ball right field.
There's a fastball right there.
1 away.
It's his first out.
And that'll bring up Brett Phillips.
Fastball changeup for Hildenberger. Then he has that frisbee type breaking ball.
Phillips with a single and 2 strikeouts. If the Twins win this game, then they will finish the season series with the Royals with the same record that they finished it with the Cleveland Indians, 9-10. That's hit to left. And Grossman hardly has to move 2 down. With games yet to play against Chicago and Detroit. The games against Detroit, at least some of them, will come up starting tomorrow night.
Yeah, Twins win here this afternoon, and they're 33-33 in the Central Division.
Which isn't bad, but it isn't good when the Indians are 43-22. Strike 1.
I've said it before. I think a lot of people have so many games played with you in your division. It's how you play in your division. You mentioned Cleveland's success, winning 2 of 3.
One and one, and out of the right field corner, and right on the line. Digging for second is Valorio, and he's in with a 2-out double. Royals have that play down.
Al Hearn did that in the first inning against Gibson. Valoria getting his second hit. Like a changeup, stayed up a little bit. Maybe pulled it right down that right field line. Maybe hit the chalk line. Again, young man, 21 years old, out of Columbia, called up from Single A, getting the opportunity.
Merrifield's 0 for 4. His batting average now at .301. Inside a ball. Last year, of course, it was Matt Belisle replacing Brandon Kintzler is the team closer after the trade deadline. There's a ball drilled down to the reach of Forsythe. Field with a nice pickup. Merrifield has his first hit, and it drives in a run. A couple of 2-out hits, and the Royals starting to make a little noise again here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, not too many games that Merrifield goes hitless. In his 5th at bat, picks up an RBI, his 57th of the year. Reads back nicely, lines it the other way. Just out of the reach of Forsythe.
Earlier we showed you a couple of Twins hitters that have had 4-hit games. Mondesi hoping for a 4-hit game. Got a single in the 1st, a 2-run homer in the 5th, and another single in the 7th. 2 down. There goes Merrifield. Twins don't care. Adrianza was playing behind the runner. Defensive indifference getting Merrifield up 90 feet. 1 strike to the batter. And if Merrifield wants to go to third, the Twins won't care about that either. On the left field line, it'll twist foul and get back into the seats. 2 strikes. Twins need to figure this guy out. Have a tough time retiring him in this series.
Well, they'll have all winter to look at all the tapes they want. I know Ned Yost really likes this young man. He considers him a future 5-tool player with power, speed, defense, arm.
9 home runs,
Speed,
but 4 of them have come against the Twins this year. Just missed 1 and 2.
That time Hildenberger went over the top trying to get that fastball down. Just missed.
One and 2. Got him looking. And Hildenberger finishes the game without getting the save. And the Twins have bookended an otherwise disappointing season series here in Kansas City with a win in the first game and today a win in the last game.
Hildenberger getting strike 3. And the Twins end with the Royals. Are 19 ball games, go 9 and 10 against the Royals.